Hey guys, welcome to this research tutorial that's going to introduce you guys or refresh your memories on some of the research tools that we have available for you to complete your research project. Now, to access these research tools, one of the first things you need to do is to access the library website. Now, when you're on the 9th grade center homepage, like this is the website for our building, you can scroll down, and on the left-hand side, you're going to see this series of gray tabs. Like the 7th or 8th one down says library. So go ahead and click on that, and that will take you directly to our library website. Now, if you remember, the library website, of course, takes you straight to the homepage. And across the top, you're going to see the links for all of the different pages on the website. If you're needing our digital library resources, then you want to click on the Symbaloo page. This is where you're going to go to access all of our online digital resources. Now, for the purpose of your project, where you're researching a specific individual, whether that be a hero or a villain, there are a few resources that are going to be a little more beneficial to you than some of the other ones. For example, one of the first ones that you're going to probably want to start out with, it will be a little more helpful than some of the other ones, is the Gale Research Articles. Now, you'll see it's got a green background. It actually just says Research Articles and has a piece of paper and a paper clip. If you're accessing this database off of the Troy campus, like if you're at home, it may prompt you to log in. You can see right here, there is the username and password for accessing this if you're not on the school's network. If you are on the school's network, you should simply be able to click on it, and it will take you to a home page. Okay, so here we can see we have our home page. It has popped up for us. Now let's say that you are choosing to research a villain. Let's say, for instance, that you are researching Bonnie and Clyde. You can simply type in their names. Try to make sure you have the spelling correct, because sometimes it does not recognize what you're trying to spell. And you can see that there are several options here if you need to narrow your search. Right now, I'm just going to stick with Bonnie and Clyde. Okay, so we can see right here that we have quite a few results. We have 6 reference articles. We have 20 biographies related to this topic. We have images. We have videos, audio, and so on. So if you guys find an article that you want, remember to click on the article or on the title. It will bring up your research for you. So this is the article you're actually going to use to quote within your research paper. Just a refresher, remember, when you're trying to save your research, you can save to Google Drive, you can download it directly to your iPad, or if you're in the library on a desktop, you can click print and print the article and have a paper copy. Don't forget, though, if you're using anything from this article, you have to be able to cite the research. Remember up here across the top, there are a couple of buttons. Remember, there's the Cite button. If you're using this article in your research paper, you need to make sure that MLA 9th edition is clicked. Then you need to copy and paste this works cited citation onto a document, title the document Works Cited page, and you will have your first article with your first citation. It's going to save you a lot of work in the long run. It's a lot harder to have to go back to find this information than to just get the citation while you're working. Also, don't forget, if you want to save your research in another way, we also have this Get Link button. If you want to create a document that has links to your research, you have to hit this Get Link button and copy this site or this URL right here. You cannot copy and paste this URL up here in the top. If you copy and paste this URL at the top and try to access this research later, you're going to get blocked by the firewall because the company is going to think that you're trying to steal their research without having paid for a subscription to the database. So make sure if you want to create a document full of links to your research, you have to hit that Get Link button. Okay, so Gale Research Articles is a great place to start. Another place that I think you're going to be somewhat successful in finding information about a specific individual will be Ebsco. So you can see right here, it says Ebsco. If you're logging in off the campus, there's the username and password. So when you click on Ebsco, this is a very large database. It's going to ask what part of the database do you want to search. Now, since we're in high school, if you'll scroll down, on the right-hand column, the fourth one down, says Explore a High School. So this is the part of the database that is geared specifically towards high school students. So click Explore a High School, and it will take you to the home page. Now let's say that you want to research a hero. Let's say you're going to research Rosa Parks. So once again, you can see when I type this in, there's a lot of suggested search terms. So if you need to narrow your search, you can. And I have 3,336 articles about Rosa Parks. So of course, you can kind of scroll down and see what you have available. If you need a specific type of article, like if you have to have an encyclopedia article or if it has to be a biography, of course, you can narrow your search. And let's say you find an article you liked. Let's say we just want this periodical called Rosa Parks. Click on the link underneath, either the HTML or the PDF version, and that will take you to the article. So if you find something in this article you want to use in your research paper, remember you can click this button right here to save it to Google Drive. If you're in the library, you can hit this button and print. Or if you're collecting that collection of links to your research, those little two chain links create the permalink. So remember, you can copy and paste that to a document that contains the links to all of your research. So once again, you cannot use this one up top. It will not work. If you want to get a link, you have to hit the permalink button in order to get a link that will connect you with your research. Once you have the article you want and it's saved, remember, you have to cite it. So once again, go ahead and get that citation information right now when you're doing your research. So you click this little yellow piece of paper that looks like it has writing on it, and then you go up to this little window above your article and scroll down. Now when you scroll to the bottom, you'll see like the second one from the bottom is MLA 9th edition. So you can see right under here, under Works Cited, there is your Works Cited citation. So once again, right click on it, copy it, and paste it to that document that you already created called Works Cited page. And now you have 2 articles for your research and 2 works cited citations, which is very handy. Another resource that I think is going to be very helpful to you would be a website called biography.com. Now, of course, with websites, you have to be a little careful because you want to make sure that you're using information that is reliable, because not all websites are reliable, but biography.com is one of the ones that you can trust. So if you want to research someone, you can see right here, we have a little magnifying glass. Click on that and it will take you to a search bar. Okay, so let's say that you've decided to research a villain. Let's say you're doing Jesse James. Okay, so you can see when you type in Jesse James, there are several articles that come up. First of all, make sure you choose the correct person if they have the same name. So just simply click on the picture of the person you're researching. And these are going to read a little bit like an encyclopedia article. So you're going to find some information about their earlier life and anybody else who was involved with them. So if you want to use this information, you do have to make sure you can cite it. Now, this is not a database. This is actually a website, so it doesn't have all those nice little tools like the link to your Google Drive and the citation button. It doesn't do all that for you. So you actually have to create your citations yourself. Now, the way you can do this, there are free citation creators. So if you go back to the Symbaloo page, you can see up here across the top, there are several options here, Cite My Sources. These are all free. They're all pretty easy to use. The only drawback is some of them have a limit of sites you can... Okay, so now you can see across the top here, these are all citation creators. Now they're all free. They all are fairly easy to use. They all do a good job. The only drawback is that most of them will limit the number of sources that you can cite. Like once you cite like 3 sources, it's going to want you to sign up or create an account. If that's the case, you can use one of the other ones. It will pretty much work in the same way. So up here across the top of the screen, you're going to see all of these tools for citing your sources. Now, all of these will create your citations for free. They're all fairly easy to use, and they all do a good job. The only downside is most of them will put a limit on like the number of resources you can cite. Like I think usually it's about 3 And then after that, it'll say, we want you to create an account before you create any more. If that's the case, you can always try out one of the other ones, and they're gonna work about the same way. So let's say, like right here, you want to use the MLA citation generator. Okay, once you click on it, it's going to ask you, well, what is it that you're wanting to cite? So we know that biography.com is a website, so we can click website. And it says enter the URL for the page. So go back to the website you were using. Okay, copy all of the URL, don't leave anything off, and paste into this window and hit the search bar. Okay, and it says, is this the website that you use? So there's the symbol for biography.com. There's the information we know about it. So we can say, yes, this is what we know. It will ask for additional information just to see if you know it. If you don't know it, you leave it blank. So right now, I don't know any of that extra information, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit Cite Source. Okay, and right there, you can see we have our works cited citation. So I can copy and paste this onto the works cited page, and now I have my biography.com article cited as well. One of the last resources we're going to look at real quick, it's one that most of you have probably seen before. It is World Book Online. So remember, World Book Online is an encyclopedia article database. So it's a great place to go if you're looking for some quick hit information about a topic or a person. It's usually a few paragraphs long. Now remember, the login information is ngclib, and the user or the password is also ngclib. When you sign in, it's going to ask you what part do you want to use. You guys are in 9th grade, so we want to click Advanced. Okay, so let's say that you guys are researching a hero. Let's say we're doing Steve Irwin, great animal advocate. All right, so right there we can see there's an article about Steve Irwin. So once again, click on the article. There's the information for your research. And if you want to access the tools for this database, you can see up here it looks like a little ship's wheel. This is called a cog. If you click on that, it says Tools. So here are all the tools and options for working with this. So remember, you can print, you can save it, you can email it or text it to yourself. But one of the most important things, of course, are your citations. So right there, remember, if you hit that citation button, you can copy and paste that citation to your works cited page, and now you are free to use this article in your research. Okay, so really remember, those are probably going to be your best sources for accessing information about a specific individual. You want to use Gale Research Articles, Ebsco, biography.com, and World Book Online. These are going to be the best ones you're going to go to kind of start finding your information. Of course, remember, we also have physical resources available in the library, and you might have some success finding information on Sora, which is our ebook subscription service. Just remember, if you find any resources that do not have a pre-made citation, you can use any of these citation builders up top to help create your citation and get it added to your works cited page as you do your research. So, good luck on your research projects this year. Please feel free always to stop by the library if you ever need any extra help or if you have any questions, and I look forward to working with you guys.